Welcome to Cloncurry, home to the world's largest zinc mine and the world's second largest silver mine, as well as a suite of world-class Tier 1 copper, lead and silver mines. While the main focus for mines around Cloncurry has been the search for base metals, there are approximately 10 gold-only mines in the Cloncurry mineral field, and Ausmex owns 8 of those 10. A mining license application has been lodged over the Golden Mile project. The Golden Mile is under a joint venture between Ausmex 80% and WHSP 20% via their wholly owned subsidiary. Round Oak Minerals are also the owners of the Great Australian Mine and CPI gold processing facility in Cloncurry.
We're here today drilling the Golden Mile, which is a series of 5 historical gold mines that were mined before World War II. At the moment we're drilling Comstock, which historically encountered grades of up to 60 grams per tonne gold. Comstock extends 400 to 600 metres in our current mapping, and our intention is to drill out along strike. There's a lot of gold around in the historical data sets and that haven't been followed up. So I've been out and walked this ground and checked all the historical data, and I'm amazed by what I see on the ground. There's old mines and shafts that have never been reported, and our own rock chipping results have come back with spectacular grades. This is a really exciting project. We think we've got potential here for a massive discovery, and there's gold oozing out of most of the structures that we're finding. It's going to be a pretty exciting 12 months ahead.
WHSP and their subsidiary Round Oak Minerals want more gold ore, and they have an option to process all the gold ore from the Golden Mile at the Great Australian Mine and Gold Processing Facility, providing a very low-cost base entry point for Ausmex to evolve from explorer to gold producer, generating significant cash flow. The infrastructure is all in place. It is envisaged that the operating cost for the shallow high-grade oxide material will be in the lowest quartile of gold producers.
I came across this tenement package over 2 years ago, and I came to Cloncurry and I was surprised what I found. There is gold and copper and cobalt riddled across the countryside, and tenements that have been held tightly since the 80s with very little work done on, and these are screaming for development. There's an oversupply of processing capacity in town with an undersupply of ore sources. What a junior looks for, a junior listed company like Ausmex, is how can we get into production? How can we create cash flow? We don't want to constantly go back to the market for capital raisings.
A large stockpile of gold ore was recently purchased by Round Oak Minerals from Ausmex for $2.5 million cash. The stockpile is currently being hauled by road train to the Great Australian Mine for processing from the Ausmex Mount Freda open cut located just 500 metres south of the Golden Mile.
The Mount Freda complex, the Gilded Rose, Evening Star, and now the Golden Mile. There's numerous untouched historical gold workings. Everywhere we drill, everywhere we look, we're finding more historical projects. We looked at the Mount Freda complex, we're getting gold on the surface. What we want to know is what's below. We actually did a SAM survey, sub-audio magnetics. We conducted over the area. It produced a beautiful signature over the Mount Freda open cut. It has a historical resource of 89,000 ounces of gold. It's got copper, and it has a 1 million pound cobalt resource completed in 2011 under the 2004 JORC code. We've drilled underneath that. We're upgrading that resource, but it's only a very small area within 2 to 3 kilometres of a mineralised structure from the Golden Mile, south through Mount Freda, down to Evening Star and off the tenement.
The Golden Mile is potentially sitting on top of a world-class Tier 1 IOCG target, currently being explored by Newcrest, increasing the potential for shallow oxide gold resources. An IOCG is an iron ore copper gold mineralized system. These systems are typically at a depth of more than 300 meters and are host to some of the biggest copper, gold and uranium deposits in the world. Often as these systems evolve, they disseminate huge shallow gold and copper deposits on the surface. It is not unusual for these systems to host more than 1 million ounce gold deposits on surface and at depth have billions of tons of copper and gold resources.
We have kilometres and kilometres of outcropping mineralisation on surface that we've field sampled with our geologists. We've got high-grade gold, high-grade copper. We have geophysical targets that tell us that these are long linear structures and they're open at depth. And now we're drilling them. We're confident we're here for the next 12 months drilling. We're confident we're going to prove up some large JORC resources. That's what we're here for. We're chasing large, shallow, oxide, easy mining gold.
Newcrest, one of Australia's largest mining companies, is drilling to the south of Ausmex tenements. The geophysical anomaly they have drilled has 30% of the conductive structure on Ausmex tenements. Newcrest is exploring a Tier 1 IOCG target, and they just returned to carry out their second round of drilling. We are advised the first round consisted of 6 1,000-metre diamond core holes, and follow-up drilling is now underway. The Golden Mile has the potential to host a massive shallow gold resource, as well as a world-class IOCG deposit. Ausmex are currently drilling the shallow, high-grade gold targets on surface, and have over 8 kilometres of mineralisation to drill. And as we speak, Newcrest Mining are drilling the huge Tier 1 IOCG target at depth that continues under the Golden Mile. Ausmex shareholders are sitting on a potentially huge world-class bonanza. With all of the shallow gold on surface and a processing option with WHSP that requires no infrastructure costs to Ausmex, Ausmex have the potential to be a large gold producer and cash flow generator. It is rare to see a junior listed gold mining company with so much potential uplift that can be developed in such a short time frame. Ausmex are going for gold.